They can comfort themselves if that's what they feel they need to do. They've been absolutely at the front of this race all the way through. They've had a major problem with the sensor, which has had a bearing on the car's overall performance. But that car's been a car that has got pace on merit. Its lap time has matched anything else. It's only in the last few laps. As we see Baz, is this a second run from Baz, or is he going over? What's he up to?
Not sure. Is he off to Audi?
I don't know what the heck he's doing.
Strange.
Strange.
Well, might have been that he went to another of the BMW teams because there was the Royal Motorsport car, which is further up the road, and he may have been saying, please make sure you let us through. We've got a slender chance of winning this. There is the Royal car, the white car. There, Rene Rast all over the curve. GDL Mercedes that he almost tangled with a few hours ago, almost got tangled with again. That was a bit of a scare for Rene Rast. It shows the commitment. He didn't wait at all.
I mean, but also what it showed was the closing speed and the exit of Pujols was much, much greater, and Rene Rast had to sort of take slight avoiding action to be turning right rather than letting the car come back naturally to the centre of the racetrack, and that's the biggest issue that's going to be between these two cars battling for the lead, albeit to 2.8 seconds the gap on the last lap. And little moments like that, just you can't control it. You just have to make your judgment, and if you make the right judgment, fine. If you make the wrong judgment, well, there's a penalty, which would be very tough at this stage of the race. 18 minutes to go.
Now, number one, Rene Rast is being warned about respecting the track limits at turn 17, and it's his second warning. So if Rene Rast continues to run wide, you know where I'm going with this, don't you?
I haven't a clue. Go on.
In the remaining 18.5 minutes, could he cop a drive-through for track limits? Well, it's possible if he continues to run wide. Part of the reason he's running wide is because he's pushing so hard, of course. But if he does get the lead, he can then afford to just reduce that pace a little bit.
Well, I actually thought watching the car ride other parts of the circuit.
Car one must respect track limits, Second warning.
That's the voice of the race director.
Is that coming out of Blanchimont? 17.
Yeah. So the message is getting through to the drivers, and they're in the garage. They see it on the timing screen as well, as the two leading cars are absolutely nose to tail. Rene Rast in the Audi on the back of Dirk Werner. He's got the better traction, he's got fresher tyres, but Dirk Werner is going to defend. They are absolutely together, but round the outside goes Rene Rast as they head to Brussels. The Royal BMW gets out of the way. Dirk Werner is going to fight for as long as he possibly can, and he hangs on to the race lead. Rene Rast will no doubt make a run heading down towards Pujols, and Dirk Werner runs him out wide. He's not going to give up without a fight with 17 minutes to go. This is defensive driving, but Rene Rast will have a go to the outside line at Pujols. Is it going to work there for him? Not in the first part, but he keeps on coming. Round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. He's going to get ahead. Is he on the run to Piff Paff? Wide over the curve, they both go. Off the road goes Rene Rast. He has to slot back in behind, and Dirk Werner slides under braking as they go into the Piff Paff. He stayed ahead, but Rene Rast is right on his tail, and Dirk Werner is doing what he's paid to do, and that is defend for all he is worth.
And that was fairly forceful defence, but I suppose under the circumstances, with the race in its closing moments, is justified, and Rene Rast just needs to think, don't put yourself into jeopardy. You got close to it a couple of times. There was no way to go around the outside down at Brussels. You had to forget about it. Now flashing his lights, trying to distract Dirk Werner. Well, I don't know why drivers bother doing it. A professional driver is not going to be affected by it.
No. Here they come.
The key here is that Rene Rast's momentum has been lost. He has had the benefit of running free air, a mistake from Werner in that bus stop chicane. Watch for the Audi, good traction, a little bit more straight line speed. It's going to be another defence from the BMW on the run down to La Source, hanging to the right hand side of the track coming down. They're going to watch Rene Rast trying to brake on the outside, get the slight advantage. No, but makes the cut back, gets up alongside and gets it through, and I mean, eventually it was going to happen.
Audi leads the total 24 hours of Spa. Through into the lead has gone Rene Rast, and Bas Linders, who's a proper racer, does at least acknowledge that. So with 15 minutes and change on the clock, the gamble has proved not to have worked, and okay, Audi may now get a clear run home, but Bas Linders watches on as Dirk Werner in second place powers uphill, and now Does Dirk Werner slacken his pace and look after what's left of the tyres, or does he keep pushing and try to force a mistake out of Rene Rast?
Well, I think he might have to try very hard, because there ain't any mistakes coming from Rene Rast. The mistake, if it ever comes, will be the consequence of somebody else rather than him. But I think now he is in the lead. There's nothing that can be done by Dirk Werner to force an issue with the now leading Audi, and he's going to come home an honourable second.